hallway with a kitchen and written. Where's
the unexpected leads? Real horror, dark movie, trial and closure. He's non-shit. Let me join. You have to request. Ex-agnostics. So does that mean you're a Christian now? I believe God exists, but I believe in Greek gods because I'm pagan. But yeah, you real. That's not God, man. The Greek gods aren't God. God's the creator-creature distinction.
Hi guys, and thanks for watching my video. Sorry no video footage this time.
Thanks for watching my video.
As I'll be graduating this month, so it's definitely an exciting time for me.
Exciting time for me. Yo, what's up, Trist, brother?
Yeah, hello.
Do you accept God as your creator?
Yeah, but what's your proof for God?
The transcendental argument for God.
Oh, okay. Now, how do you argue that?
That human reason and observation without the aid of God's revelation isn't enough to make like science and philosophy possible. That God's revelation is necessary to even do science and philosophy.
You mean it's the... Okay, yeah, sure. So, and that proves, what type of Christian are you?
Non-denominational.
Oh, that's interesting. A non-denominational doing a transcendental argument.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. So, do you have a distinction between God's essence and his energies?
Is this apophatic?
Is there a distinction between God's essence and his energies?
This is apophatic, isn't it?
No, it's not.
I don't really know much about that essence energy distinction. So are you Eastern Orthodox?
Yeah, so do you have a distinction? I mean, obviously not.
No, I don't know anything about that.
Gotcha, yeah, so that's really interesting. So how are you non-denominational arguing tag?
Well, I'm non-denominational, and I'm making the transcendental argument for God.
I know that just like really only works in the Eastern Orthodox paradigm.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't agree with that.
Yeah, so why aren't you Eastern Orthodox?
Because it's a cult.
Oh, it's a cult. The church that Christ established is a cult.
Yeah. They yeah.
Do you hold to absolute divine simplicity?
I don't really like think about that stuff.
So you're just a retard.
Yeah.
Got it. I'll just leave it.
God uses the fools to shame the wise, right?
I mean, if you don't even know anything you're talking about, I'll just leave, dude. It's all right, little bro.
Okay. Is request if you're atheist or agnostic. It doesn't say request if you're an Eastern Orthodox weirdo. Yo, Anthony Edwards went off. D'Angelo Russell had JJ Redick losing his mind. D'Angelo Russell sucks. What does someone say in the chat? I would absolutely crush your argument, but you're going to use the Bible as proof to pivot away. Well, the only way we can prove God is through revelation, which would include the Bible, but it's not limited to the Bible. Everything in the world exemplifies ultimate intention and ultimate design. Yeah, he won't even waste his time. But what would it even mean to waste your time? What would be your objective standard to say that like one time has more value than another time? You wouldn't have a standard to say that, right? So when you say waste your time, that's not real. You're just making that up, right? Can't really waste time if there's no standards for anything. Can you? You want in? A Big Bang? You crushed Kent Hovind? Well, he's the head Christian, right? So if you beat him, then you beat us all. And then we'll all revert to atheists. That's how it works. What's up, your? How do you think it was created? I don't think that's a good argument. I was gonna look up all the fallacies for that argument. I had it in a book. Let me find my book. And there we go. There's 4 fallacies to the first cause argument. The what created Earth, what created the universe argument. Okay, so begging the question, fallacy of composition, equivocation. Oh, special pleading. Oh, right. Okay. So the argument begins with the empirical premise: we have all experienced causation or organization in our lives. And from these observations, we generalize that every event or object has a cause or origin. Oh, we all have experienced causation or origination in our lives. And every event or object has a cause or origin. Therefore, the argument goes that the world as a whole must have a cause or origin, and that's what we call God. There's 4 fallacies. I guess I have to go. Okay. The fallacy, it's begging the question: can I generalize from many observations that events have causes to all events have causes? No, that's a fallacy. I can't argue from some to all unless I assume the very thing I'm supposed to be proving, that causation is a universal principle. So it's begging the question. There's a fallacy of composition. Now, if causation is universal, a universal principle, can I say that because each event has a single cause, that all events together have a single cause? No, that is another logical fallacy. What is true of the parts is not necessarily true of the whole, and yet the cosmological argument commits that fallacy. 3, equivocation. Can I argue that from what I know in my natural experience acts as a foundation for what must be true of the supernatural? No. This was Kant's argument. At best, the cosmological argument tells us something about a natural cause of all things. It couldn't tell us anything about a supernatural cause. Or else we would have the fallacy of equivocation. Our premises would mean one thing, and our conclusion would mean another when we talk about causes. It commits the 4th fallacy, special pleading. If every event has a cause, then naturally we're going to ask the question, what the cause for the event we call God is. Christians here will just tend to say, well, it has to stop somewhere. To which Arthur Schopenhauer said, why shouldn't it stop at the world? If you're going to take this taxi and arbitrarily get out of the taxi, then you can just choose where you get out. So the argument about the earth needs a cause, the universe needs a cause, is a bad argument. But it's the most popular argument. Who created God? So God is uncreated. No one created God. Yeah, he's eternal. Yeah, you could just say the universe is always eternal, but then you're gonna have. That's why I don't make that argument. That's why I don't make the argument about first cause and everything needs a cause. So I don't make that argument. Can I grasp the concept of infinity? We can't really understand infinity, but we can sort of understand it. Well, that's why. Well, I have a better argument than the first cause argument.
I'm tired.
Welcome, guest.
Hello.
Hello.
What
Do you
we
accept?
debating, huh?
Well, if you could call it that, atheist attempts at debate are quite pathetic, though, or agnostics.
All right then. I think the opposite.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the good argument for atheism?
I don't really believe in atheism,
Oh,
or I'm not even an atheist. That's not even a belief.
what are you?
Paganism.
Okay, you're an atheist.
Not really. Like I believe we all. They're like what you see as God. We're all those. What you see as devil. People are them. Like said, we got these vessels, right? We're all in these bodies. We're all possessing these bodies. We're either good or bad. There's no God or devil. It's either good or bad.
So you don't accept the creator creature distinction?
Oh hell no. We like that God that everyone puts out to be God. We all we're just stuck in these vessels. We don't have the ability of God. Like what everyone sees as God is our true form, but we're stuck in these vessels. Like how a demon could possess anything.
This is just nonsense, dude.
Not really. Christianity
Yeah,
is nonsense, dude.
no, because I can objectively prove my position, and what you're saying is you're just making things up.
No.
Oh yeah, well, how do you prove any of that garbage you just said?
How do you prove Christianity? That's all faith, dude.
No, we have objective proof with a transcendental argument.
Now look at this, alright? I ain't atheist and I ain't Christian and shit.
You're an atheist.
Nah.
A different person speaking.
I believe in Odinist.
Was there multiple people with you?
Yep, just two of us.
Oh my god, dude, get the hell out of here.
He said,
Freaking, they're not pagans. They're just trolling. I believe in Odin. Yeah, right. This is atheism, guys. This is what they do. This is what they. Oh, I believe in Odin. Odin created everything. Yeah, right. No one believes that. What a liar. I'm just gonna go up there and lie. Haha. That'll teach him to debate. Why do they think lying to me is some sort of what do they think that does? I don't get it. What's up, Pasa? Did you repent and become a Christian?
Not yet, dude. You're almost there. You almost sold me.
I don't understand why you're just so hell bent on being irrational. I don't get it.
Irrational.
Irrational.
Yeah. Go ahead. What's your objective proof for Christianity? Like you were telling the last guy, because every time I come up here, you just tell me the Bible, and I'm like, if you're just gonna say for the Bible tells me so, it's not a very good argument.
Everything in the world exemplifies ultimate intention and ultimate design, and if you
That's another claim, Mars. You got to prove that.
Why are you interrupting me?
Because I keep telling you, you're just giving me claims. You're not giving me any arguments. You're giving me any proof.
I was trying to make an argument, and you interrupted me.
No, you're making another claim that the world entailed intelligent design.
Look, you're a complete immature baby. You hate the truth, and you need
Nice
to
ad-hom. That's a
you need to
fallacy.
humble yourself. You're arrogant.
You're so fallacious, Precept.
Why are
You're just
you?
ad-homs.
Why are you even arrogant? What have you accomplished that makes you think you're?
Are you going to admit to your fallacies, Precept?
What have you accomplished in life where you think you're such hot shit? Why do you think?
I've accomplished everything, Precept. I've accomplished so much. So much you wouldn't even, your tiny feeble brain couldn't even imagine, Precept.
I don't understand. Where's this arrogance coming from? Is there anything of merit that you've done?
Is this what Christians do when they can't prove their world?
Arrogance?
Is this what Christians do when they can't prove anything?
I mean, if you're arrogant, how can I prove anything to you? Because you think you know everything when you're actually a moron.
I'm just asking you for stuff, dude, and you won't give me anything.
Because you're arrogant.
You won't give me anything because I'm. Do you think Jesus shouldn't save people because they're arrogant?
If someone is arrogant, ignorant, and stubborn, do you think you could like teach them anything?
How do you know that about me?
Because I can't. Because you're refusing to learn from me.
No, you just keep giving me claims. And when I ask you for the proof, you go, "Why are you so
You're
arrogant?"
acting like an immature baby.
Because I'm asking for you for proof of your claims.
You're arrogant, ignorant, and
Because I'm
stubborn.
asking you for proof of your claims.
You're arrogant, ignorant, and stubborn.
You're in a spicy mood this morning, Priest. Did you not get your coffee?
I'm just letting you know. I mean,
You're just letting me know because you can't prove you're God that you're going to throw
Probably-
at-homes because
you
you're
don't
feeling
have
so
any
good.
like friends in your life to inform you of this, but I'm just letting you know so you could like fix yourself. I mean, you don't.
You got 16 viewers, Precept. I think they're waiting for you to prove you're God, not throw at-homes.
Oh my gosh, dude!
Prove it. Prove you're God, Precept. Make the claim and prove it.
What a joke! Prove it! Prove it! Prove it! I was literally proving it to him, and he just like interrupts me. Welcome, guest.
Howdy. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Well, guess I should start out by saying that I'll just start out by saying who I am first and foremost.
Okay.
I'm Mystic Boots. I'm 35 years old. I live in Michigan, and I'm the foreman of a plastic extrusion company. That being said, when I was younger, my mother raised me Baptist, and she had always told me, Jeff, God is all-knowing, all-seeing, all-feeling, all these things. Everybody else around me in my life, being mostly Christians, would tell me the very same. But there was always after reading the Bible multiple times myself, I will forever, be the skeptic of most things in life, right? And so I had, over time, started to lose my faith, right? And there was even a time where you could even call me a stone cold atheist. And I don't consider myself to be an atheist now because I do have my own beliefs, though I don't believe in a set religion. But in terms of like whether or not God exists or not is kind of a futile subject in and of itself, because only people who want to find God are going to, right?
That's
And
true.
here's the thing that I always try to bring up to people that try to demonize atheists is I have a lot of respect for atheists, because
Why?
like your last guest, right? Look at how hard he wanted that proof for God. He wants to believe. He wants to believe. He wants that proof. He wants to know.
Stop.
He wants to know.
Okay, fuck you. What a liar. That guy does not care about the truth, or he doesn't want to know God. Dude, no. He's a stubborn, arrogant son of a bitch. Stop coming up here and fucking lying to me. That's all you fucking people do, is you come up here and you fucking lie to my face. Fuck you all for doing that. It's not right. It's not cool. Complete horses' asses. If he wanted the evidence for God so bad, why did he interrupt me when I was giving him the fucking evidence, you dipshit? Jeez. People are so like, they have brain. Why not use brain? They just don't care. They are so lazy in their thinking. Jeez. Do you know you have to work your mind? Your mind is like, you have to go to the gym and work your muscles, and you have to eat healthy. And you have to like exercise your mind too. Are you guys aware of this? Holy crap. It's like they go their whole life. Their brains are so smooth, man. They go their whole lives without ever thinking about anything. How do they live like that? Is that Jib? That's not the Jib from YouTube, is it? Or Jube? No, that's a different Jib. Like one of my atheists, they got their like freaking smoke alarm. Or one of my atheists, one of my neighbors has their like smoke alarm just beep, beep every 5 minutes, and they don't fix it for weeks. Probably atheists, right? Like who? How can you live like that?
Yo, yo, yo.
Welcome.
So I just want to say real quick, what do you think the God is?
The God of the Bible, the Christian God of the Bible.
So the monotheistic God?
Yeah.
Okay, for sure. Do you think it's, as they say, omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient?
Yeah.
Me too, dude. And that's all I really wanted to ask you. You to have a good night.
All right, right on, man. Crockpot Smith the third. And yeah, what's up, dude?
Yo,
Do you accept God as your creator?
I do not.
Oh my God, why not?
I believe how you see God, everyone is like that energy. Believe it or not, everyone's God. They just put you down. The government's trying to get you to like follow how the sheeps go.
Oh my God, dude. Everyone is God. Seriously. Dude, I get so many of these people that say stuff like this, like, I'm God. Or, in the future, God is an AI in the future that teleports to the past and created us. Like, man, there's some goofy ass people on this app. Though he's clarifying in the chat, he's making it better. That's not what I'm saying. God is not real. How you see God, that's all of our true form. Christians are goofy, dude. To me, God has no time or form. Like, look at this. To me, God has no time or form. And then he says Christians are goofy. It's just, what the heck? I can't believe people are like this. It's like shocking. And like I interact with people like this all the time. It's like shocks me every time. It's shocking. I tried to debate an evolutionist. It was like talking to a wall. If they believe in evolution, why don't they evolve into a Christian? That's what I don't understand about this evolution thing. Why are there people lacking behind and not being Christian? You're just mixing up my words at this point, dude. I lack empathy, so bad quality for a so-called Christian. Dude, if I lacked empathy, how would I relate to the not? Like the reason I know what you're saying is nonsense is because I have empathy. Like I can feel you. I can feel the nonsense inside you. You know what I'm saying? The irrationality is strong with this one. And I find your lack of faith disturbing. You're going to reinforce my point? You don't even know me, brother. Dude, you were talking nonsense. Everyone comes up here, they start preaching nonsense. I'm an atheist, but I don't push my non-belief on anybody. Why can't Christians do the same? Are Christians really pushing their beliefs on you? Aren't you allowed to believe whatever the hell you want in your Christian country? I think you might want to talk to maybe the Muslims on that one, not the Christians. You got the wrong group there. Did he equal God? His parties were heavenly. Oh my gosh. So your Christianity isn't nonsense. No, my Christianity is rational, objectively provable. Oh, 1v3? I like to debate the atheist 1v3 so it's more fair. I feel like one-on-one, it's just like... It's not right, you know? It's like picking on a little kid or something. Stealing candy from a baby. God did not make everything we know today for everyone to think exactly the same as you. That's why I say you lack empathy. You don't even realize that simple fact. Dude, it's a debate on TikTok, and you've discerned that I lack empathy. You're just a crazy person, dude. I don't know what to tell you. Oh man, I'm gonna get owned here. So dumb. Oh, there's no mature atheist. I guess it's too early in the morning. The atheists are probably all passed out from their hedonistic lifestyle at this moment. Freedom of religion is very real. Yes, and who gave us freedom of religion? Christians. Man, aren't you thankful that you live in a Christian influenced society where you're allowed to have the freedom of religion? Isn't that amazing? You know, in some countries, you don't have that freedom. They force you to believe in Allah. It's against the law. It's so funny to me that a lot of, like, Richard Dawkins is seeing how, like, his country is fastly becoming, like, Islamic. And he's going, maybe Christianity isn't that bad. There was one atheist I was telling Darth about, this female. She grew up Muslim, and then she became an atheist. What was her name? Like, Hersi Ali, I think is her name. And she was sort of like a pop atheist. And she said when she would do like these debates or talking, when she would talk in front of like Muslims, she would get like basically threats. She would eat these emails that were like threatening from Muslims. And then when she would like speak in front of Christians, she would get like, you know, oh, we love you, we're praying for you, we want the best for you type emails. So she was like, and she became a Christian. Isn't that amazing? I wonder if there's a video of her talking about that. Maybe I can find a video of her talking about that.
Yo, you hear me?
Yo, what's up?
Yo, what up, bro? Hey,
I got a few questions because I'm kind of on the fence about religion. Like, I think right now I'm probably agnostic. Like, I have views that I definitely share with Jesus Christ and the Lord, but I don't. There's other things I just disagree upon, and I don't think that that He would like that very much. So, I
Well,
think
I don't
that's
know if I mean, this is where I kind of just make fun of atheists and agnostics and I do debates. I'm not like a Bible scholar or anything.
all right. Well, I don't think my questions are like they're not like super deep. Like, this chapter or this verse or this book
Then
or
maybe.
like certain things, but like, I just like I'll just tell you because I think you should be able to answer this because anyone can answer this. So, like, um, I just I don't think that God is all just because He gives an infinite punishment for a finite like rule like crime like a rule breaking. Like, if I sin and I don't repent, then I receive infinite punishment and torment in hell for just not repenting and not believing. I don't think that's just.
Yeah, but what you think is right and wrong is like all messed up because you're a corrupt human. Only God knows what's truly like right and wrong. So you can't. You're not in a position to question anything like that.
But if everything we know is based upon God and the knowledge that He's given us, then wouldn't we be able to like analyze and critique
No,
what He says?
we can't know what's good. Only it's only through revelation when God reveals what is good to us can we know what's good. We're helpless without God to know the good. That's what started all this problem. Is what we decided for ourselves what was good and evil. We ate for the tree of knowledge of good and evil. That's what that meant. So the fact that we can choose the things, that's a symptom of the fall. Like we're supposed to just be obeying God's authority because it's not like God's commands are optional; they're obligatory. You have to do God's will, and that's what freedom is. Freedom is doing God's will because God's free. And then when you're not when we have this like choice, philosophers say free will is like being able to choose between A and B, but that's actually slavery. That's a result of the it's bondage. It's a result of the fall. So we can't really question what God's will sometimes seems wrong or evil from our perspective as humans, but we have to have faith that God loves us. He's going to do what's right. And so if you think God's doing something wrong, it's just evidence that you have no idea what's right.
Well, all right. Appreciate you for telling me that. That's all I wanted to know.
Yeah. It seems sometimes God can seem like he does something that's to our common sense. It seems wrong. But, we have to trust in him. I don't know. There could be some information we don't know that would explain like why he does the things he does,
Yeah.
From our perspective, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, bro, I appreciate you for having me up here, bro. That's all I had to ask.
All right, man. Thanks.
Bro.
Marty, my boy. I found the clip of her name's Aya Hersey Ali.
Hi, Prisop.
Hello.
So I just came out of this live with Tiny, whatever. I don't remember.
Yeah, I talked to him earlier, and he was just lying to me, so I left.
It's kind of impossible to convince him about anything.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's a troll.
Yeah, he's a troll, and he has an army of trolls, inviting them like. So they were kind of asking me. That's why I'm kind of wanted to ask you to as well, because basically they were attacking me for a Christian God that knows everything. He's like omnipotent, right? He knows everything. So they were questioning if we, as human beings in a Christian worldview, have a free will, free choice, freedom of choice. So I said, yes, of course we do. God gives us the free will, and we get to choose if we want to live with Him forever, or or not. So they were like, if He knows everything, then how do you have a free will? I'm like, it doesn't. Just because He knows what's going to happen in the future doesn't mean we don't have a free will, right? So, do you have any other comment on it? Because they don't seem to understand the concept of all-knowing God giving a free will to human beings.
Yeah, I don't know. I need to work on how to explain this, but what they're doing is there's a necessity of the consequence and a necessity of the consequent.
Yeah.
So like you could say if it rains, then like necessarily the ground will be wet. But if the ground's wet, it doesn't mean necessarily it rained. Because there could be like an other explanation for why the ground's wet.
Like, for example, a river could overflow or something, right?
Yeah. So it's like because God knows our choice, it doesn't follow that God causes our choice. It just would be that somehow because we choose something, us choosing it, somehow God knows what we're going to choose. But it doesn't follow that He causes our choice. I don't know a good way to explain it. I have to actually work on
They were
it.
saying that we don't have, in our worldview, they say that we don't have a choice because it's God's will. I'm like, no, it's not God's will. He knows the future, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't mean it's God's will for you to perish forever. He wants to save you, right? So, but He respects your choice. And they were like, yeah, but He knows your choice right from the beginning. He always knew what's going to happen to you. So, like, for example, why did He create you if He's going to know that you're going to perish forever? I'm like, well, He gives you the freedom to choose. The freedom to choose, or the choice is yours entirely. It's not like it's not God's will. I mean, God's will is all the good for you, right? He's like a loving parent. So just because you have a freedom doesn't mean that even the bad choice that you're making and you don't want to live with God forever doesn't mean that it's His will. Like He wants to save you, but you have the freedom to choose, right?
Right.
So it's kind of they don't see it as a freedom. They see it as a predetermined future for yourself,
That's
for
not.
everyone.
It's just a straw man. The Bible teaches that we have free will, that we're responsible for our choices. The
Yeah,
Bible
but it's kind of goes over their heads, saying they have a problem with God knowing the future.
because they hate Jesus and they don't care about so they just lie. When I go on there, they just lie to me. So it doesn't matter what you say. If what you say is correct, if what you say is true, they're just gonna lie to you. It doesn't matter.
They lie constantly, and they make jokes of you. They go to even sexual jokes. Like they trivialize everything, and yeah, it's kind of I guess it's a pointless battle with them. But I tried like already 3 or 4 times to talk to them. I also spoke about because Tiny keeps saying that the universe is eternal. So I told him, how could it be eternal if it's eternal? Then the time has to be eternal. And he says, yeah, of course, time is eternal. And I'm like, how could it be eternal if we are talking today? This day, this very moment would never happen. It would never come into being if time was eternal, because there is no beginning, there is no anchor point for time to begin, You know what I mean? It's like it does. If it goes into negative infinity,
I wouldn't make that argument because he could just say the same thing about God. How can God be eternal?
well, yeah. And then when he says that about God, then I'm like, well, then you prove my point that God exists from eternity past. You know what I mean? I caught him in his own logic.
I wouldn't go. I mean, so people, like in the Bible, it says like we should be humble, right? And it talks about like pride and arrogance are bad things. But what do
Yeah,
you
I
see
agree.
in the world? You see that what pride is a good thing, right? Like the pride parade.
Yeah.
Right. And so a guy, my cat is like driving me nuts. A guy like Tiny, if someone is arrogant, Jesus wouldn't like really try to teach an arrogant person. Jesus would only like teach the people who are humble.
Exactly. So
Someone who's arrogant, they can't learn. They won't learn.
So I guess there is no point in a debate with them, like trying to talk to them sense. I mean,
yeah, if someone is arrogant, there's no point in talking to them. That's it.
Yeah, but the funny thing is kind of that they act like after a while of talking to them, they kind of try to bring the topic to some kind of a ordinary thing, like cooking or whatever, like some kind of they want to befriend you in a way that you're gonna start to like them or whatever, right? They're gonna start making jokes, not necessarily about you, but like in general. So they try to befriend you and make kind of appear as good people, friendly people. But the point is that they're still atheists, and they kind of try to prove. They try to make you believe that life without God is good. So it just doesn't make sense to talk to them, I guess, because in the first place they have this topic on the picture, like God doesn't exist or whatever, right? So they make a truth claim, but in their worldview there is no truth, right? Because if everything came from natural world, like if everything came from random chances, and we are the result of some random chaos in the universe, and our minds are the result of it, then what is truth, right? Can you make truth claims if there is no if everything that came about came from a natural world, you know what I mean, without God? It doesn't make sense. Like, you can't make a truth claim.
They don't have any objective standard for anything. So you can just defeat them by just ask them what their objective standard for like value claims or truth claims is, and they have none, and then they're screwed.
Yeah. So everything is pretty much subjective in their worldview.
Yeah.
So everyone can make a truth claim, but it doesn't make sense because truth is truth.
Truth is just something that they invent in their mind. It's a fantasy.
So it's an opinion. In their worldview, truth is an opinion.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you, Precept. I follow you, and sometimes I watch I listen to some of the recorded lives that you have on your channel, and it's it's helping in a debate, because I kind of like to talk about it. I'm not really that good at yet, but I try my best.
Yeah, I'm not that good either. We can always get better.
Yeah,
it's kind of like a fun game. I look at it like a fun game. Don't take it so seriously, because a lot of people they're stubborn, like Pharaoh. They're never gonna change their minds.
Yeah. But you said something right. I mean, we should not be proud. We should be humble. So even if we're losing, it's not a big deal. In a debate, if it's a smart person and they kind of try to outsmart you with their knowledge, you could always be humble and say, I don't know, I have to investigate, right? I have to.
Yes, I will do that. I don't. A lot of these people act like they know everything. They can't admit when they don't know something. But when you lose a debate, then you can take that as an opportunity to learn and grow. And so it's not. There's like you can just look at the silver lining. Okay, I lost, but now I can get better.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if you never lose, you never get better.
You fall down, but you get up, right?
Yeah, exactly. So when you get to get better at debating, you're gonna have to practice it, and in practicing it, you're gonna probably get beat up a little bit. But don't worry about it. So.
But they always run away from my argument that information comes from my mind.
Oh, that's a good
They
argument. I like that argument. Yeah, that's a good argument.
Yeah. And they run away from it like some kind of it's a holy water, like a devil touched by holy water. I'm not a Catholic, but I'm saying, in a sense that it's kind of burning them.
Yeah, when atheists debate, they are evasive and deceptive. It's like breathing air to them. Like they can't answer a question directly. It's like impossible. I don't know. It's like impossible in there.
And I have to say, Tiny is really good about it, right? He's pretty good about it, evading questions.
Oh yeah, he's a class, number one evader,
yeah. And this friend of yours, Dart Dawkins, he's pretty good in debates, right?
Yeah, he's a good debater.
Yeah. Well, I enjoy listening to you guys, and I'll be following, and
all right,
hopefully we'll talk some more later. Thank you.
All right, sounds good.
Have a great night or day. Yeah, thank you.
All right. I got a clip too of the conversion. Oh man, I hope it won't get me banned. Welcome, guest.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing pretty good.
Awesome.
So I'm an agnostic atheist, so your background intrigued me, I guess.
Agnostic atheist. You're really just an atheist.
Okay.
Because
do you understand that those are two different words?
Agnostic atheist. Right? An agnostic.
Yeah.
So an agnostic is like someone that is like neutral. Like
No.
Yeah.
No. Do you know what Gnosticism is?
Yeah, that's like a weird Christian cult.
No. Okay. Do you know what being Gnostic means?
Yeah, it means you're a part of a Christian cult.
Oh my God. Okay. So you should probably just Google it, but being agnostic means that you do not have a positive claim. Means you do not have a knowledge claim.
No.
That's literally all it means.
You can't. No, it is a knowledge claim.
No, that's what that means. That means I don't know. I don't know if that's positive or not.
That's a claim. I don't know.
Oh my God. I like you're not paying attention. I'm saying you don't have a positive claim.
You just don't know what you're talking about.
How am I the one that doesn't know what they're talking about?
Because
you don't know what
I do these debates all the time. I know these terms. An agnostic is someone they claim to reserve judgment about the existence of God. And an atheist is someone who claims there is no God.
No, you don't know what you're talking about. That's very sad. No, you like.
Look, I'm not gonna look. I read books. Okay, I study this stuff. I know.
Wow, neat. You can read. Okay.
You're not gonna teach me.
You're the one that just laughed at me when I said I'm an agnostic atheist, which is literally a thing.
It's an oxymoron. I think it's funny.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
There it is.
Okay. Do you want to argue about what my beliefs are, or do you want to argue whether God exists?
I want to argue whether God exists.
Okay, so can you prove to me that God exists?
Yes.
Will you?
Yeah. Part of my proof is that I don't believe you can like rationally deny God because God's revealed himself and it's obvious that you cannot have it. No one has a rational excuse as to God doesn't exist.
Your argument is that I can't disprove it.
That my argument is that God is necessary for proof. That if you can't believe in proof and not believe in God.
For what proof?
Any proof.
Proof of what?
To prove anything at all, proof in general. God's necessary to prove. God's necessary to prove anything. So any proof would be evidence of God.
How does that make any sense?
Because to prove things, certain things have to be true, like uniformity of nature, causality, or identity over time, and only God's revelation.
So according to you, 1 + 1 = 2 because God.
Yes.
This is your whole argument?
Yeah. Isn't that a good argument?
No.
Why
You're
not?
not making any sense.
How does it not make sense? If it's the case that God's necessary for proof and that we can prove things, then it's just not
No, you're just saying
that God
things.
exists. I'm not just
You're just saying things.
I gave a reason. I said, look.
No, you're not making an argument. You're not explaining.
You're not listening. Things. Well, then you're not listening. You gotta open.
I'm listening. I'm listening right now.
Are you? Because I made an argument. So listen.
You didn't make an argument. You just said.
I'll do it right now. Listen.
So God, it must be true because God. That's what your argument is.
Okay, here's the argument, right? To prove something.
Try again.
These 3 things have to be true to prove anything at all. That there has to be uniformity of nature, identity over time, and causality. And since only God's revelation could justify or explain those 3 things, and those things
again, you're jumping.
Why are you interrupting me? Why are you interrupting me?
Because you're jumping through.
I told you to listen. You couldn't even do that. You're so pathetic. Do you feel pathetic? Are you embarrassed or ashamed?
No.
Amazing. So you can just be a horse's ass and you're not embarrassed.
Is that really your argument? That
I was giving an argument and you interrupted me. That's why I'm calling you a horse's ass right now, because I was giving the argument.
It's called having a conversation.
It's called listen to my argument, dipshit.
All right, go ahead.
I was giving the argument, you interrupted me, and then you're saying I'm not giving arguments. You're being an asshole.
You can cry in your Cheerios all you want. You can explain it to me.
Well, dude, I'm trying to give the argument, and when you interrupt me while I'm giving the argument, and then you're claiming that I'm not giving arguments, you're being a fucking asshole. Now, are you going to be a fucking asshole, or can I give my fucking argument, you piece of shit? Hello?
Yeah, I'm waiting for you to make your fucking argument.
Yeah, to prove anything at all, these 3 things need to be the case. Uniformity of nature, causality, identity over time. Human reason and observation cannot justify or explain those things. Only God's revelation can explain those things which are necessary for proof. Therefore, God's revelation is necessary for proof. You're cooked.
No, I'm not cooked.
Oh, yeah? How are you going to get out of this one, you little weasel?
You didn't make any sense. You're using a God of the Gaps argument.
It's not a God of the Gaps argument. A God of the Gaps argument.
Is.
No, it isn't, liar. A God of the Gaps argument is saying there's this phenomena. We can't explain the phenomena. Therefore, God did it. I'm not making that argument.
That's literally what you just
did. It's literally not my argument. I'm saying that explanations without God's revelation are impossible. That's
literally a God of the Gaps argument.
That's not a God of the Gaps, dumbass. God of the Gaps
How is it not? How is it not?
Because God of the Gaps.
Can you explain your argument without God?
God of the Gaps is there's a phenomena. I can't explain the phenomena. Therefore, God did it. That's God of the Gaps.
That's what you are saying. You
I'm not.
literally just said
I'm
that
literally
humans
not doing
cannot
that, idiot.
explain something.
I'm not doing that, you stupid idiot. I'm saying.
Why is everything
Listen to
with
me,
you an ad
idiot.
hominem?
You're an idiot. Listen. I'm saying.
I don't care if you think I'm an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about.
Just listen to
You're
me,
not gonna
dude. You're
hurt
not
my
even
feelings.
listening. You're not
I
even
am listening.
No, you're not. You're babbling like a little bitch. Listen.
How
I'm
old
not
are
saying
you?
fucking you're such an obnoxious person.
How am I
Like maybe it's
obnoxious?
better
You're the
you
one.
don't
You're the
go
one
to.
that's screaming
Maybe it's better
right
you
now.
don't. I don't want to be with you in heaven, man. You're so annoying. Maybe it's better you're not a Christian.
Very Christian of you.
Yeah,
that's
I don't want to
exactly
be
how
in
Christians
heaven
are.
with people like you. This is why God invented
Well,
the
what
light.
did I do? What did I do?
You're being obnoxious.
How?
How? Because you're lying. I'm trying to explain how you're
How am
wrong
I
and you're
lying?
acting like a bitch.
What is wrong with you?
What is wrong with you?
You're such a Christian, aren't you?
You're such a Christian, aren't you?
So your whole argument is that that humans do not understand anything unless God is involved.
Yes.
That makes no sense. You
It
need
does
to
make sense.
substantiate it.
I did. You're just not listening and you're arrogant and you're not very smart. Maybe you can't understand the argument. Maybe this is going over your head. So I don't know.
It's not going over my head. Like
Well,
literally,
I don't think you're smart enough to understand the
do you
argument.
know what an ad hominem is?
Well, dude, but I'm not making it. Do you know what is an ad hominem? You tell me.
It's when you attack somebody instead of justifying your belief in a debate.
Did I do that?
That's all you've done. You just keep calling me an idiot. You keep calling me crazy. You keep calling me an asshole.
Yes,
you say
because
I'm
I gave you an argument, and instead of dealing with my argument, you're being emotional. That's why I'm doing that.
So now you're gaslighting me because that's not what I did.
You ignored my argument. That's why
No,
I called
didn't.
you an asshole.
I'm
Yes,
literally asking you about your arguments.
You're literally ignoring the argument. I presented an argument and you ignored it.
I will give you a chance to explain that to me. How am I ignoring your argument?
Because what's the defeater to my argument? You said I'm not even making an argument when I did make an argument.
Okay, so am I?
Was I not ignoring the argument?
So did I question your argument or did I not?
No, you just said I'm not making an
8 seconds ago
argument.
you said I didn't.
You didn't question my argument. You don't even understand the argument. You're a moron.
I am questioning your argument.
You're not.
You're saying that because humans cannot X, Y, and Z, therefore God.
X, Y, and Z is necessary for proof. Human reason and observation cannot explain X, Y, Z. Only God's revelation can explain X, Y, Z, which is necessary for proof.
I'm trying
which
to
means
be
that God's
here.
revelation is necessary for proof. This isn't.
I'm trying to be genuine
hard
here.
To understand.
Can I say something without you being an asshole? I'm trying to understand what that means.
No, you're not. You're lying.
So when I say I'm trying to understand, can you explain it to me? You're just gonna say, "Nuh-uh, you're not."
Yeah, you're a fucking liar.
How am I a liar?
You hate Jesus and you hate the truth. Your father is the devil.
Anything. What are you talking about?
You
is this literally how you debate
liar.
People?
You love lies. You are a liar. You hate God. Wake up.
I don't hate something that doesn't exist. So.
Oh, really? Then why are you ignoring the evidence?
What evidence?
The evidence I presented to you that you're ignoring and you're being emotional.
You presented diddly squat.
Okay.
What evidence? I'm asking you genuinely.
Thanks for coming. I wish you what a nut job. Welcome.
Hello?
Hello.
So, can you explain the logical contradiction in, let's say, nature making us in such a way that we can understand truth?
The logical contradiction.
Yeah, because you're saying it's impossible.
I don't know if it's a logical contradiction.
Well, that's what impossible would mean.
No, not necessarily.
So, what's another meaning of impossible other than logically impossible?
I guess the logical contradiction, it would be
Is it materially impossible?
you would be affirming the preconditions of intelligibility, or you would be assuming and denying the preconditions of intelligibility. That would be the contradiction.
I'm sorry, say that again?
If you deny the Bible, right? Since the Bible is necessary to understand the world, and you act like you can understand the world without the Bible, that would be a contradiction because you're like assuming the preconditions of intelligibility and denying the preconditions of intelligibility at the same time.
How so?
The Bible is necessary to understand the world.
Yeah, that's a statement. Like, I'm asking for clarification. Like, what's the justification for that position?
Yeah, so we need to understand the world. Like, uniformity of nature has to be true, identity over time, logic, causality. So all those things can't be explained with like human reason and observation. That we need a transcendent being like God to explain those things.
Okay, I'm asking for a justification for that position. You're just restating your initial claim that it's necessary for those.
So,
like, I'm asking.
So you understand. So you understand. Like, if the Bible's true, then we would have an explanation for the order in the world, because God would be the one that orders the world, right? You see, that's an explanation.
So, even if that were true, that wouldn't mean it's a necessary condition for that, because there could be other explanations as well. Like, even if it were an explanation, like you say, oh, well, it can possibly explain that. Well, that doesn't mean that it's necessary to explain, because there could also be other explanations.
No, it's the necessary and sufficient explanation. What other explanation is there?
Well, it could be the case that nature just happened to turn out in such a way in
That's
which
not an
it's
explanation.
intelligible.
That's not an explanation.
Well, we're talking about possibilities.
No, we're not
what's
talking about
necessary.
possibilities. No, we're talking about what's actual. We're not talking about
No,
possibilities.
you were saying that the argument is that it's not even possible for it to be the case.
Right? Yeah. Because
Yeah, but now wait. You just agreed with what I said, but otherwise you just, in the other breath, you just said, well, we're talking about actuality, like what is the case. And so you're making a distinction between like what's called a synthetic and an analytic claim. In one case, it could be. Why are you laughing?
Because that is another. I don't know why. What does the synthetic analytic distinction has nothing to do with this?
Yeah, because you said we're not talking about what's possible, even though you just said it's not possible. So you said we're not talking about what's possible.
Oh my God!
Is it?
I'm getting so lost in the sauce. This isn't that complicated.
Okay, explain.
Okay, only God's revelation explains the order in the world. That's it. There's no other explanation.
Well, it could just be the case that.
That's not an explanation.
Well, okay, so given that there's a God, why is there order instead of disorder?
Because he's sovereign, he has a plan, and through divine providence, he imposes the order that we see in the world. So the order reveals the mind of that why? Because he wants to. What do you mean, why?
But why does he want to?
I don't know.
Well, you're saying it's an explanation, but then when I ask you why is it like that, you can't explain. So how is it an explanation?
Because so we ask the question, how do we know the future will resemble the past? That's the order, uniformity in nature. How do we know the future will resemble the past? Well, in Christianity, God, the one who puts the order in the world through revelation, tells us, look, I'm ordering the world. And he says that in the Bible. And so we know we have a justification because the one who orders the world told us that he orders the world. So I can say, look, this explains why there's order in the world. That's it. I don't have to say why he does it.
Well, I mean, couldn't the okay. So why is it like that?
Yeah, so why are you like this? Like, why are you denying the evidence I'm presenting to you?
Well, you're not providing evidence because I could just say,
I am.
Oh, okay, well, so what's your evidence for uniformity of nature? Well, it's uniform.
Are you serious?
So what's the explanation for that?
I'm not trying to.
The universe has to be some way.
This is a response I would expect from like a 10-year-old.
Okay, well, the universe has to be some way. So why would it, in an atheistic world, be non-uniform necessarily? Like, why would it? Why is it more likely to be non-uniform in an atheistic world than uniform?
Look, dude, without God, what do we have to understand the world? Just our mind and our observation, right? We don't have God, right? It's just the mind and our observation. That's all we have, reason and observation, right?
Yeah, but you're
begging
the question when you state it like that because you're saying just the mind.
Focus.
What if the mind
focus on what I'm saying? Focus.
Yeah, I am. I'm addressing
You're
what
not.
you're saying directly.
Are you on a substance? Like what's going
I'm
on?
addressing. Dude,
no, focus. You're not focusing.
I can literally hear you drinking.
Focus.
So,
without God's revelation for knowledge, all we would have is our mind and observation to know things, right?
Okay, but you're just saying
focus. Focus.
Yeah,
focus,
I am focusing.
Focus,
when you say just the mind, you're begging the question.
Focus.
You're begging the question that
focus. You're not focusing.
I am focusing.
Focus. Focus. Without God for knowledge, if God doesn't give us knowledge, knowledge would just come from our reason and our observation, right?
Yeah.
If knowledge only comes from our reason and observation, we cannot justify the uniformity of nature because it's impossible to do so with just those things. God's revelation is necessary to justify the uniformity of nature. If you don't justify the uniformity of nature, you couldn't prove anything. There you go. I just proved God to you. Now are you going to accept my proof or are you going to be a bitch?
Justify that claim.
I just did, you stupid bitch.
No, you just stated it. I'm asking you to justify the argument. I just
justified it, you stupid bitch.
Dude, so an argument, you're saying a conclusion, and then you gave a few premises. I'm asking you to justify.
I gave an argument, you dumb bitch.
Yeah, but I'm asking you to justify.
The argument has been justified, you stupid bitch. Just go over your head. Are you too dumb to understand the argument? What's going on?
I mean, maybe. I
guess so.
Yeah.
So
possibly,
if all you have is your human reason and your observations of the world, you could never know that uniformity of nature was true.
How come?
Because there's no rational proof, since it's not logically necessary the future resembles the past, and there's no empirical proof because that's begging the question. So it's impossible to justify the uniformity of nature apart from knowledge from God. That's it.
So no one thinks that the future in every respect resembles the past, but
yes, they do.
In every respect. I think that...
What do you think what the word resembles means?
Well,
I'm dumb. Well, I'm so dumb.
So in some sense, there's going to be something there, right? But not in every respect.
Dude, when you touch a hot stove and it burns your hand, you think, well, in the future, if I touch a hot stove, it'll burn my hand. Don't you think that?
Okay, but why would I need something
Okay, but answer my fucking question.
Yeah. Wait. The
Do you think when you touch a hot... Why can't you just fucking answer my questions? Do you think when you touch a hot stove in the future, when you touch a hot stove, it will burn your hand?
Yeah, but it's because I did it 5 times, so that's proper info.
I did it 5 times. You could do it 100 times. Doesn't fucking matter.
Wait. So if I did it 5 times, So,
You believe in the future, you touch a hot stove, it'll burn your hand because of it in the past.
well, yeah. So, well, it's not just the past.
I don't
There's
need a
also
fucking explanation from you. The fuck? The fuck is wrong with you?
I don't know, man.
For real, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you are annoying as hell. Dude, this is simple. Just yes, right? In the future, I believe when I touch a stove, it'll burn my hand. That's the uniformity of fucking nature.
Yeah, but there's
You
explanations
believe,
for that.
everyone believes that's true. You can't live your life not believing that. And only God's revelation can justify that belief. So your life would be a fucking lie if you deny the Bible.
Well, I think personal experience typically is how people learn that. So, in other cultures, even
Dumbass.
without the Bible revealing that, if you
Dumbass. No. You can't justify that. No matter how many times you touch the hot stove and it burns you, that's not a justification.
Okay. What about the scientific formulas for the way kinetic energy works and how that creates heat?
Dude,
so a stove creates heat.
You're hopeless. I wish you well. Oh my god. Hopefully you're attractive because you're not getting anywhere on your smarts.
Oh, hello.
Hey, welcome. Are you an adult?
I am not.
Okay, well, you have to be an adult.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, man?
So I was listening to the way that you were talking to the dude. It does seem that it's a very cyclical conversation for you. Like, it sounds like it's just going back in a circle where you can't hear an entire argument before you actually start criticizing it. And I'd like to just...
What are you talking about? I made an argument and no one's responding to my argument.
Right.
Do you have a response to my argument?
Well, whenever you made the argument, if he would reply, you would just say, no, you're a dumbass. You didn't actually
He
listen.
didn't because he wasn't listening to me. He was a dumbass.
Right, but how do you know that, though? You didn't actually listen to what he was saying.
Yes, I did. That's how I knew he was a dumbass. I was listening to what he was saying. Did you listen to what he was saying? What he was saying was ridiculous.
Yeah, he was saying
Yeah.
that you learn by trial and error. That's how life works.
Yeah, but that's stupid. Because I explained how that doesn't prove trial and error doesn't prove the uniformity of nature. Trial and error requires the uniformity of nature to be true for trial and error to work. That's the whole point of the argument. You can't. That's just dumb to say that. It's like so dumb. You don't get that? Is this going over your head too?
No. So what you're saying is if I touch the stove one time, then every single time I touch the stove, it's going to be hot. That's not true. What if I turn the stove off?
Dude, that's not. If you touch a hot stove, you think that in the future when you touch a hot stove, you'll burn your hand, right? Or if you touch a hot stove, it burns your hand, you go, well, in the future when I touch a hot stove, it'll burn my hand, right? You think that.
No, correct. You are right.
That's the uniformity of nature. So you have to justify that belief because you believe it's true. So you have to justify that. Guess what? Only the Bible can justify that belief. So if you deny the Bible, you're denying like common sense, basically. You're denying your own ability to think. But go ahead and deny your own. I mean, that's what everyone does. They're just morons. They don't care. So if you want to be dumb, I don't care. Be an atheist. Whatever. It's your life, dude. I'm just the messenger. Don't kill the messenger. I'm just saying, look, you're being irrational. You should believe in the Bible if you want to be rational. That's it. Don't kill the messenger, man.
Okay. Can I ask you about the book of Job?
Oh my God. I'm not a Bible scholar.
Well, I